Greetings, peace and blessings, family. I am Jeffrey with the Quantum Wellness Center, and today I bring you the quantum question of the day. Today's question is, Jeffrey, why did you decide to open a women's wellness center? Why do you feel so compassionate and compelled to help women in that capacity? And the answer is very simple. There's three reasons. Number one, I love my mama. I love my mama with all that I've got. She's my heart and my soul. She's my everything. She brought me into this world. She was my first teacher. She's my first everything, and I owe her my life. That being said, our relationship wasn't always that great. You see, my mother was very abusive in every way you can imagine. Abusive mentally, abusive emotionally, abusive physically, and sexually abusive. Yes, she was sexually abusive as well. And it wasn't until I was in my early 40s when I was able to heal fully from that. And the way I was able to begin that healing process was I had to put myself into her shoes and come into an understanding of what did she go through to put her in a position to where she felt compelled to do the horrible things that she did to me as a child. And once I came into that understanding, then I was able to forgive her, forgive myself, and then move forward in the healing process. But it wasn't a process. There's a lot of shadow work that I had to do in order to resolve those issues. Am I 100% healed today? No. But I'm well on my way. I'm doing pretty good at it. That being said, I found out not too long ago that I used to always feel like I was on an island. I thought it was just me. And then in talking to my cousins and them hearing my story, then they told me the same thing. They experienced the similar things. I said, what? Are you serious? So it wasn't just me. It was all of us. It was our whole generation. Because this was a generational curse that had been passed down from generation to generation to generation. It's gone on in our family forever. It's a generational curse. So my number two reason is I want to be a change agent to break those generational curses, not only for my family, but for yours. So my first two reasons is I love my mama, which then in turn, I love women, and I want to see them heal. Number two is I want to break the generational curses, not only that plague my family, but yours. Now, when you look at what happened with my mother, she's an extreme case of what trauma looks like when it goes unchecked. When you realize the fact that for women, primarily, the traumas that they experience are stored in the womb. When you look at the alarming rates of hysterectomies, fibroid tumors, and sexual dysfunction nowadays, it's no wonder that the work that we do is so needed. 1 in every 5 women are said to will experience some sort of sexual assault throughout their lifetime. So can you imagine? That's 25 million women in the U.S. alone. Can you imagine what they must be going through? And then when you look at like the physical manifestations of those challenges, you can see that our work is highly needed. So the third reason is not only do I love my mama, that's number one. And so that love that I have for my mother, I have for all women in general, because I want to see them be healed as well. Because if I can heal the women that come into my orbit, that are in my circle, if I can provide a space for the healing for them, just maybe, there's one little boy that doesn't have to go through what I went through, the abuse that I went through as a child. So, number one, I love my mama. Number two, I want to break those generational curses. And number three, I want to save one little boy from having to go through what I went through and not have to figure things out and not have to be messed up growing up and not have to go through all these emotional releases and traumatic releases and shadow work that I went through. And maybe the next generation will be that much more better than the one before that. And so why do I do what I do? Women are the first giver. They're the givers of birth. They're the first everything in every child's life. If the women aren't healed, the world can't be healed. And you look at the world around us, there's a whole lot of healing that needs to be done. And so the bottom line is, I'm just doing my part. I am Jeffrey, and I love you all. And I'm here when you need me. God bless.